I'm Jana Parker. Welcome back to the PGCABS series of candidate interviews for Prince George's County School Board. Today I'm joined by David Murray, candidate for school board in District 1. Hello, David Murray.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Can you tell us a couple of the schools and maybe some cities that run in your district, please?
Yeah, mostly Laurel and Beltsville, a little bit of Adelphi, Glendale, Bowie, Lanham, but mostly Laurel, Beltsville, so Laurel High, High Point High School, Beltsville Academy, MLK, Dwight Eisenhower, pretty much all the schools in Beltsville and Laurel.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to get right into it. You know, the
Cool.
purpose of the Prince George's County School Board is to increase the level of engagement of parents, students, and the community as a whole. As a school board member, how do you see you doing that in this time of distance learning?
Yeah, it's difficult. I think one, responding to people who do reach out. I think even it was today, I got a really helpful email from a parent who has a special needs child in the school system. It just had some really good recommendations and things that the school system could be doing better. And I think sometimes like the best ideas we get are really like from community members and from parents and from students. And so just like listening to those people who offer up their time and expertise, I think is really important.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So then that brings me to a next question. When you talk about listening across the county, we also look at things across the country, right? And so there is a persistent level of achievement gaps between students across the country. As a majority county where there's people of color, how do you think the PGCPS school board can address those achievement gaps?
Yeah, I think it's really important to look at like historically where groups and schools are that have struggled for a long period of time. And so, unfortunately, like many of our same schools that are performing towards the bottom of our system have been there for a really long time. And what that says to me as a board member is that we need to do things differently there. We need to invest more resources. We need to try different initiatives because if we already know what the results are going to be, if we keep doing what we're doing, then really it's our fault if we look up after a few more years we're in the same place that we were before. And so I think it's important for us to really focus on data and really attack aggressively schools that need the help and give them what they need to succeed.
Now, you've been on the school board for a couple of years now. How have your views about your role changed, and what do you intend to accomplish in another 4-year term?
Yeah, I think I've really learned how important it is to have a majority of people who see things the way that you do. I think, it's no secret that like we found ourselves in the minority of the board more times than not, and really just looking to get a majority group of people who are willing to be open-minded, think outside of the box, operate transparently, have real discussions and debates at school board meetings. And I think we know that the best ideas are going to come out of doing that. And so, that's really led to me like seeking out other great candidates for the board. And I'm really excited about what we're going to be able to do with a strong majority in December.
Thank you. So that being said, what are your thoughts about the P3, the public and private partnership for building schools within Prince George's County at a faster rate?
Yeah, I think it has a lot of potential and obviously a lot of risk there. And so, if it is something that the board enters into, I think it's really important to make sure that it's the right deal at the right price and that we're getting what we should for that price tag. I mean, I think that, on the one hand, it's no secret that our schools are aging, are very old on the whole, and that there's just no way we were going to be able to close that gap of modernization under our current plan. So I really commend the school system for seeking this out and trying to understand more about it and offering up the option. And now I think it's really important that the board really dig into it and make sure that this is like the right deal and the right price for us, that we're getting a good return on investment on it. But I'm glad to see that the school system is innovating around it. I think it is a good thing.
How do you see your role as it relates to supporting the faculty, the staff, and the other members of the PGCPS community that work for PGCPS during this critical time, and for supporting the vision of education that Prince George's County has?
Yeah, I mean, I think I bring a really unique viewpoint as the only public school teacher on the board, and something I really pride myself in is speaking up for teachers and teacher issues. I think it's just something that I can relate to and understand a lot of the struggles that our employees are facing. For example, one thing I really pushed hard for was making sure that our teachers didn't have to go back and teach to empty classrooms on Zoom if they could be just as effective at home and not put themselves at risk. And I think, it's going to be impossible to move our system in a positive direction if we don't have the buy-in of the vast majority of our employees. So it's really important that we listen to them, that they're well compensated, that they feel safe and supported, because ultimately our employees are what's going to take us to where we want to go.
Thank you so much. And I just have one final question for you. Get my pen here. So how do you intend to engage with elected officials and other business leaders within our county to ensure that our county is, cohesive and working together to push the agenda that we need for our school and our students forward?
Yeah, I think that, coming in December, our new board is going to be really, really active around partnering with our county council, with our legislators in Annapolis, bringing back the resources that we need for our school district, and absolutely our businesses in the county as well. We want them to invest in our schools. We want them to feel like their voices are heard. Oftentimes I'm out in the community, like I hear from businesses that want to engage more and that have good ideas, and just feel like they can't make an impact right now. And so I think that's where the board, as like elected officials, have a really public role, because it's our jobs to be in the community and that's what we're held accountable for. And so ultimately it's on us to bring all those different people to the table.
David Murray, thank you so much. Again, thank you for joining us. I'm Jana Parker, and I was joined with David Murray for District 1 in Prince George's County as a candidate for the school board. Thank you again.
Thank you.